Hello, everybody. How are we all? Hoping quite well. This is going to be a bit of a weird stream. Uh, so, basically, I figured it's the Euros today. Let's have a little bit of a chat about it. Let's talk European football because international football normally is a pain in the arse. That is a distraction from club stuff. However, historically, absolutely everyone in the world sees international football as a little bit of an opportunity, a little bit of a chance to like get into something. It's an international tournament. You might as well have a nice little vibe whilst you're at it. And so we figured we'd do a few things on this stream. First thing we're going to do is we are going to do a sort of sweepstakey thing. Members of the community getting teams here and there as they go, which should be quite nice. And then yeah, we'll just sort of we'll watch the Euros as a gang, and we'll support various people, and it'll be say Evie against Baby Zebra or Crystal against Paul, or it'll be madness. And I'm kind of looking forward to it. So what I'm going to do is for the next few streams, throughout the duration, I will be doing various polls and things. If you want a team in a sweepstake, that in chat. Don't you work for your family? Like there's worse to get. Although I did also get England in our work sweepstake, as if Crystal is popping in because she had a very bad sweepstake, as Crystal will be able to sort of attest. Bosh. So, poll has been created. That should be a little bit of a reminder for people that want to do things in the end of the sentence that I've lost yet again. I'm getting really, really good at that. I'm just building a quick little graphic to put absolutely everything in, which should be very, very nice. This group is Slovenia. It is Denmark. Why are some flags so much wider than others? I don't know, but it makes designing things really difficult, and I hate it. Denmark with their... that's a nice stodgy flag, you know? I can respect a flag that like understands where it is in 3D space. A little bit too tall for my liking, though, so let's shrinky-dink you down a touch. Why are you not matching? There we go. I'm going to share my screen just to make this a little bit easier for everyone. Also, I'm on the bad camera. Why am I on the bad camera? I'm on the bad camera because it's the more affordable camera, and I don't need to charge it. Let's switch it over in any case. There we go. There's the camera that we're looking for. Stodgy flag. It is a stodgy flag. Look at that. That's a flag with some stodge. Yep. Irritatingly big flag. Oh, which was I looking for? Nice little... That one will do. Cool. Right. What I'm going to do as well is, just to make sure that everyone is down as they are in the YouTube chat, is I'm just going to note down your YouTube chat names. Evie, as I know you have a different YouTube username in comparison to your YouTube, like, visible name. Let me know if you want to go Evie Holmes O'Brien or you want to go Discourse of Peacocks. And I need to find the Serbian flag next. And then an English flag. And then I need to remember who's in the next group. I think, if I remember right, Group B is the big old group of death. Group B is Oh, this is a test, isn't it? It's, I think, France. I think the Netherlands. Who else is in there? Austria and someone else, and I can't remember who. But I remember thinking that's not a fun group, and I'm glad we're not in there. Morning, John. How's it going? And the third team in this group is England, but discourse of peacocks as long as you say peacocks every time. Of course. Although on the wheel it's only showing us discourse of peak. So you might have to settle with that one. England flag. Can I just put Nigel Farage's face there instead? Is that acceptable? It's very weird that we've got election time at the same time as the Euros. It's going to make things very, very weird. Weird little fun fact I realised as well that confused me. Did you know that the next election debate is the day after Poland? Poland are also in that group. The next election debate is immediately after an England match. Tell me that will not be filled up with people being like, and we need pride in our country. You know why? Because we're going to win the Euros. It's coming out. And then the Reform UK vote flies up by like 40%. The Netherlands. The Netherlands being one of those weird countries that is also made up of several little countries, but is less renowned for it than we are, which is, I think, quite fun. Oostenrijk. And also in that group is France. That is, I have to say, the most boring team group full of flags I've seen yet. That's horrific. There's 3 colours in total. Although I guess there's also 3 colours in total in England's group. But like we've got design in ours. They've got stripe. It's such a bland group. Reform doing very well by all accounts. Amazing how many morons there are in this country. Yeah. It's one that I'm trying to not pay too much attention to, because the good thing is, although they will get lots and lots and lots of votes, they won't get that many seats. Just entire. Well, that is a thick old flag. Good heavens! Why you got to be like that, Belgium? Why are you so tall? You've got no right being that tall. There we go. That's a little bit more normal. Next up is Slovakia. I was initially putting this graphic together before I started streaming, and then I just sort of ran out of my ability to pay attention to things. Thank you, ADHD. So here we are doing it on stream instead. Why does that look off center? It's fine. It'll do. Romania is a weird flag, right? I've got thoughts about Romania's flag, and I genuinely wonder if it has any history or relation to the French flag, because it looks like someone let the French flag get a little bit tatty and peed on it, which is very, very specific, but it's not the best of flags, is it? Let's get the Ukrainian flag. Do we want to whack the Ukrainian coat of arms on there as well, or no? Oh, I also got Ukraine in the workplace sweepstake, which was very nice because it means that if anyone beats my team, I can simply say they hate the West and would like to see Vladimir Putin running the country, not country, planet. Although planet does include country sometimes. Depends. How old's the planet? Has it got civilization on it? These are questions that are better answered in an episode of Doctor Who than right now. The nation of Georgia, not. I'm sorry, it's funnier if I do this. Such a silly joke, but I like it. I like it, so it stays. Um, Portugal. The team that I desperately do not want, because although I think they will do well in the Euros, I also acknowledge that I don't want Cristiano Ronaldo to win another major trophy, because then he will continue to be himself, which honestly, that's a bad way to be. It's more for his own good than anything else. Why would you continue to be Cristiano Ronaldo if you had any choice over the way that you behave? Like, it's madness. And then Czechia. Cool. Bish, bash, and in fact, bosh. That is the sweepstake. There are 24 teams for people to pick up. Okay, cool. So this is going to be generally rule of thumb what everything is looking like. Oh, Crystal is here. I didn't know. Are you getting more Crystal videos? I don't know. I don't know. I feel like there's conversations to be had there. And it's not really up to me here. Crystal, do you think we're getting more videos? Let's whack the orange radar on the list. John, would you like a team in the little sweepstake that we're putting together, or are you good? Are you not fancying it? And Crystal, are you looking forward to getting a bunch of not really football teams, just sort of here for the vibe level sides in this one? Which I promise wasn't on purpose. I mean, you saw it. I went full presenter mode for that sweepstake. I had to add a little bit of pizzazz, you know. Oh, don't why? Oh, I hate that I've committed myself to learning Canva because I've learned the one like graphic software that isn't actually a graphic software. You suppose so? Ah, thank you very much, John. Glad to see it. I might go for it when we've got maybe 12 people. Just so everyone gets a couple of teams, everyone's got two chances at someone that could be half decent. I'm also trying to think of like pricey things, but yeah, I don't know. You're vibing. Fantastic. I suppose so. Hey, there we go. John Heckles has made the list. Need to make sure Ericsson's ready for my 4 p.m. stream. No, I refuse. Can't make me. Paul Brunt. So we are up to 7 folks thus far. And yeah, let's just have a bit of a general natter at the same time. Because I don't know how I feel like this set of Euros is going to go. Because the thing with the Euros is, I'm way too used to us losing. I have no belief, I have no hope, and we are basically, as a rule of thumb, screwed. However, we do have someone in the chat whose nation won the last Euros. You absolute bastard. Born to Lose, you are now on the list. Thank you very much. We have 8 people in our pile of folks. So we could do 3 each, I guess, but we'll wait until we've got a couple more ladies and gents in the chat. Who was the person that voted no, I can't read on the poll? 'Cause I kinda respect it. I respect the thinking. I like the idea. Um, but yeah, in fact, I'm gonna bring it back. So, what do we think is the strongest group? Because when it comes to, like, fantasy league teams and stuff like that, this is gonna be the nerdiest thing that you've ever heard me say, and for some of you, that is gonna be a hell of an achievement, especially those of you that have, A, been to school with me, B, worked with me, and C, recorded with me. Um, but I'm just going to bring up a couple of extra tabs. Why you know? Oh shit! Oh shit! Oh shit! So many of my fantasy league team haven't been picked. Oi, we ain't doing the testy words right now because we know the mic works. Right. So you may know that as a rule of thumb, and I'm going to share my screen right now. I occasionally do fantasy league stuff. Look at that! Fantastic. Looks fun. Yeah, brilliant. However, this isn't the fantasy league team that I put together most recently. No, 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 no. Because I have been putting together a fantasy league team that lots of people won't know exists, that is around the contest of the summer. Ladies and gentlemen, what are we thinking on my general election fantasy league team? Where for every vote that they gain on where their most recent result was, you get a point, which I think is quite fun. Except if your person loses, you don't get any points, which is bad, because I've whacked Farage up top, and I don't know if he'll win in his seat, but if he does, it'll be huge in terms of vote swing. Anyway, good morning, Evie. Indeed, good morning, Evie, and good morning, Crystal, and good morning, Baby Zebra Games. This isn't that type of stream. Born to lose. The group with Spain, Italy, and Croatia looks pretty fearsome for poor Albania. Let's have a quick look. Yeah, I'm not going to say anything about my little predictions that I've got here. Oi, Crystal, no. You stole it from us last time. We're taking it this time around. I'm not going to say anything about my little predictions here because in the big DAZN teams, we did a thing that was predict every single result of the Euros, whoever's closest wins. I don't know. Was there a prize for that? I don't know. The prize for this is probably going to be a donation to Prostate Cancer UK in your name, but that's fine. And I can't remember what I said for Italy. In fact, sod it. No, fine. I'm not that bothered. Let's ignore this. That's completely irrelevant. And let's please not look at various work documents. There we go. Predictions for the Euros. In this group, I've got Albania scoring once. I think Albania scored 1 goal. And I've just realized I'm not actually sharing the screen. I'm sharing the tab. So I'm going to change that. There we go. Yeah, Albania are scoring once, and it's in a 4-1 loss to Spain, which should be a little bit of an adventure. I've got Spain romping that group, basically. They've got too much talent to not do that. Pro streamer. I'm too used to OBS now. It's just sometimes I'll hop back to StreamYard because it's a little bit easier to put comments on screen. But sometimes the comments on screen are mean to me. And like I still have to put them up, and it's heartbreaking. Yeah. Anyway, I've got Albania basically getting hammered every single game. Croatia is maybe where they might pick up some points, but like I'm gonna have a quick look at the not that one. Euros squads. Yeah. Sometimes they mean they're always mean all the time. Let's have a look at Albania's squad and see if I recognise anyone. Thomas Strakosha, that's fine. They've got a goalkeeper. Outside that, Broja, it's not the best, is it? Um, that's a point. Crystal, if you're still here, I feel like you worked on more Serie A events than I did. Are there any of these players that are just jumping out to you? Jumping out as someone that like they could do quite well because I'm having a skim, and I'll be honest with you, it's not the most tempting. Like maybe I recognize what Aslani. Outside that, it's pretty empty. I'll be honest with you. Hisai, I kind of know the name. It's not a good squad. It's really, really not a good squad. Which is a little bit of a problem, I think, for the Albania side. And they're going to get hammered all the time, never endingly. They're in trouble. Group A, I'm going to have a little bit of a wild take on this one. And I want to know what you think by either saying Germany win or Scotland win or draw. You wish you could speak. Have the gnomes stolen your voice again? Yeah, it's not a very good squad for Albania. I don't want to say it too loud because then it'll be wrong, and it's not what I've predicted in the big prediction thing that we're doing with work. But I'm sort of willing to say I think Scotland beat Germany tonight. I don't know if that's stupid, but imagine. Because Germany have been not good recently. Let's have a look. Germany results. Oh no, to be fair, they've picked it up. Fine. It was the previous boss that was bad. Yeah, because before this, they had lost to Belgium, drawn with Ukraine, lost to Poland, lost to Colombia, lost to Japan, sneaked past France, beaten the US, drawn to Mexico, lost to Turkey, lost to Austria. That was a bad run. That was a really, really, really bad run. Yeah, I would have asked Crystal if she wants to come on, but I know she's working. Is it Japan baseball? Something like that. Which is fun at the best of times. But having a look at what they've done recently, I genuinely think Scotland win this. Which is going to be a hell of a way for Germany to open their attempt at hosting the Euros with a Scotland win. God, that could be a bit bad. Outside of that, let's have a look at some other groups. We have Coop said it to Scott. Do I? Let's see what the internet thinks, shall we? Scotland predicted lineup. I love how none of us except David actually understand what is going on with Japan stuff. What? Hang on. Shankland, McGinn, McTominay, maybe. No. You don't get to dip for Criminal Minds. Come on. I thought you had taste. Except you're watching this channel. Robertson makes sense. I don't know who Ralston is. Billy Gilmore's fine. McGregor's fine. Why Hanley? Why Hanley? If that's Grant Hanley. Is that Grant Hanley? If that's Grant Hanley, why is he the choice? If your taste should be gone already. Ouch. Ouch. Devastation. But I don't know how many minutes Coops gets, to be honest with you. Third group, Group C, is the one that I'm going to be paying a depressing amount of attention to. It got Serbia. Is that Serbia? No, that's Slovenia. Slovenia, Denmark, Serbia, and England. On the Serbia front, a couple of players that spoke me. Tadic, Mitrovic, Vlahovic. Scary. Quite good at football. Not really what you want to be coming up against. Outside that, I don't think the group's that strong. We do have our favourite player, Rasmus Christensen, at Denmark, which could make things a little bit interesting. Imagine if Denmark knock us out of the Euros. Rasmus Christensen scores a winner or something, and then he tries to come back to Leeds and be like, "Hi guys, you guys like me, right?" It's like, that's not good. That's not going to go very well for you. I don't know what Slovenia have to offer. Is it Slovenia? Is it Slovakia? I can never tell. I think that one's Slovenia. Why are their flags the same? I don't know, but they are. Third group, the Poland, Netherlands, Austria, France group. I'm not going to make any predictions on that. I've had to make predictions for the work thing, but as a rule of thumb, that's a scary one. That's a very, very scary one. Poland, decent enough. Has Klitsch been called up? Let's have a quick skim. Let's have a look at the squads. Poland. Davidovic, Grzycki, Jakub Moder, Piotrowski, Romanchuk, Bartoszlic, Szymanski, Kasper Urbanski, who is very, very good, Zalewski and Zielinski. There's no Klitsch. There's no Mateusz Klitsch. How dare they? They've put pissing Bednarek in, but not Klitsch. Yeah. It's a reasonable squad, but then you have to look at who they're coming up against. Klaus, good. Hernandez, really good. Konate, quite good. Koundé, very good. Mendy, solid. Pavard, dropping off a little bit, but he did win the league this season. Saliba, incredibly good. Upamecano, very good. That back line, obscene. And then you look at the midfield. Camavinga, who is also sort of a defender, one of the best midfielders. Yusuf Fofana, I don't know that much about, but Griezmann for France turns it on. Kante, I can't see getting that many minutes. If he does, they might have some problems if he wants to politic his way in there, but he doesn't seem the type to do that. Rabiot is... I haven't watched that much of Rabiot. Again, this is a case of whilst I've been working on F1 and MotoGP events, Crystal's been doing Serie A, so you'll have to let me know how Rabiot's been doing. Tchouameni is very good, and Zaire Emery is, I would say, the best young player at the tournament. Is he younger than Bellingham? I think he is. He's in that category of Bellingham, Yamal, Pedri's a bit older, but he's in the conversation of the best younger players. The remainder of that squad, Barcola, I don't know that much about, but then you get to the scary bit. Kingsley Coman, very, very good player. Didn't win the league this season, and very, very fun fact for you, this is the first season in his career that Kingsley Coman hasn't won a domestic league. And that's because Harry Kane went to Bayern Munich and everything collapsed. Ousmane Dembele, PSG, we know he's very good. Giroud has just left AC Milan, I think, to go to MLS. This will probably be his last dance with the France team. Colin Muani is incredibly good, very unlucky to not score the winner in the World Cup final last time round. Kylian Mbappe, PSG. Is he PSG? Or has he signed his contract yet? No, he can't have signed his contract yet. International window opens on the 1st of July. But not PSG, Real Madrid, and for good reason. They have grabbed him immediately. And Marcus Thuram, who is he the guy that got better when Daniel Farke managed him? I'm not sure. I can't remember. My back two on FM, Stroke and Bednarik. They've scored 14 goals between them so far, and it's not even January. God, don't make me want to sign Bednarik. I don't want Bednarik. Bednarik makes me sad. Poland, we've had a look at. Austria, I'm not too asked about. It's Max Wuber. I hope they lose every single match. And finally, the Netherlands, where we see a goalkeeping line that I'm not too bothered about. Flecken, Verbruggen. I think probably I've got a really itchy nose because the cat has been walking across general areas recently and is incredibly tickly. She's shedding at the moment, which is fun, even though it's still very cold. Backline, I don't see Daley Blind doing that much. He was decent enough for Girona. He was a big part of the fact they came, I think, third this season. Got into the Champions League. But I think Blind played a absolute blinder getting into that position. Ake for City is, of course, good. De Ligt, of course, good. De Vrij won the title this season, so obviously he's got something. Same for Dumfries. Gertrude, don't know that much. Van der Ven has severely improved the backline at Spurs, and Van Dijk is Van Dijk. In the midfield, you've got Gravenberch, which we all know about. Maatsen being a midfield is confusing to me, considering he's a left back. Thierry Reinders at AC Milan is solid enough from what I've seen. Schouten, I don't know enough about. Veerman is, I think, quite young and also very good. Wijnaldum, I don't know why they've picked. Wijnaldum is a weird choice for me. Purely because if you go to Qatar, I don't hugely see why you would... Not Qatar, sorry, Saudi Arabia. I don't see why you'd still be such a big choice for your side. Front line, Bergwijn, reasonable. Brobbey, quite good. Depay, okay. Frimpong is the scary one. Although he's a right back. So I don't know what UEFA's up to at the moment. Kakpo at Liverpool is obviously solid. Marlon was okay at Dortmund. He's sort of a bench player for them. Xavi Simons at Leipzig is one to watch. He will be a fundamental part of the way they play. Can we have him on loan, please, Leipzig? I know we're not like fully Red Bull yet, but I mean, you could do that for us. Weghorst, I imagine, will play a surprising amount of football because he can actually play at number 9, because Depay tends to float out wide. Brobbey, I think, is a straight 9. Marlon floats out to the left. Frimpong, as I've mentioned, is a left back. Bergwijn's a winger. Xavi Simons is a 10, and Xerxes can play as a 9, I think. But don't take my word for that one. Final team in that group was Austria, as I've mentioned, but we don't give a shit about Austria because Max Wuber can get in the bin. Group E, I think we can agree that Romania is probably out. Romania, I can't see doing too much because they don't have that much talent in their squad, I'll be completely honest with you. I think someone looked it up on Transfermarkt and they have the least valuable squad. Slovakia have a bit. They've got Oblak, for example, but Belgium and Ukraine I can't really see past in this group. Group F is ultimately a question of who goes through with Portugal, in my opinion. Portugal, not a doubt. Portugal have an obscenely good side. But it's a question of who else. Georgia, maybe, and I'm going to do my best to get the voice right on this one. Kvicha Kvaratskhelia, I believe is his name. Jesus, John. Kvaratskhelia, I think, is going to be the big question. If he can perform, maybe they've got a chance of getting out the group. If he can't, they're in trouble. Turkey have a bit of talent. Arda Güler, for example, very, very good player. Whether or not he plays is a big question because I don't know. Outside of that, the Czech Republic, I don't know. The Czech Republic used to be an absolute monster, absolute powerhouse, really, really good side. I'm less certain about now. Yeah, that's the... because I don't know who they have particularly that is going to make that much of a difference. So Czechia's Euro 2024 squad. Mtekova, I don't think starts. None of those goalkeepers really shout out to me. Sufal is decent, I guess. There's a lot of Prague, which tells me that they've not been picked up by leagues outside, which tells me that they're not going to quite be able to do it. Also, if you are watching and you haven't quite yet, let me know if you want to be part of the sweepstake. I will be drawing the first 8 people's worth in a minute. All of those are going to get 2 teams each. I'm also going to do, I think, maybe an FM stream later, where other people that are around in the afternoon will have an option to pick up the remainder of the teams. If you're here for both of the streams, sure, maybe you can have a third side. I've not decided yet. But those tend to get more people along. And since you guys popped along nice and early in the morning, I appreciate it. And you guys can have 2 teams each. In the midfield, Anthony Barak is reasonable, not that good. Holesh, I recognise the name of. Might be because his name is Holes, and I find that funny. Souček is also quite good, but I don't know if he's really going to make that much of a difference. Front line, we've got a few reasonable players here. Like Klozek is very good, won the Bundesliga this year. Same for Patrick Schick. That tells me that their front line could be a danger to sides that are maybe defensively a little bit wobbly. We're not getting Lozek for Leeds now. He's just won the Bundesliga and is in the Champions League. Georgia's squad, I'm going to have a very quick look at because ultimately it's a question of what can their backline do. Mamardashvili is probably their best defensive player and he's in net, which isn't necessarily good for them. Outside of that, it's another one where they don't really break out of their own country. So, for example, I'm going to try and read this first shot. If I get it wrong, my bad. Mekvabashvili? Still plays for what is effectively a university team, but it's sort of like in the same way that I think Cardiff University have a team in the Welsh division. It's still professional football, and he will still be a decent level, but eh. And then the one good player on that side is Kvaratskhelia. That is the general election 11. So let's go back to this. Turkey. I'm going to have a quick skim of Turkey. I meant when we were buying our Prem team, we got Aronson instead. Hlozek does a different job to Aronson, doesn't he? Hlozek is more number 9. We'll look at Turkey, and then I'll get drawing. It's decent. I don't know if Bayındır starts, because he's not been playing that much football, and what you need with a goalkeeper is match sharpness. You're not necessarily going to get that out of Bayındır. Beyond that, Zeki Çelik, fairly decent at the back. We're ignoring you. In fact, what we're going to do is we're going to be anti-Turkey in the extreme. We are going to talk about our favourite chicken. Sort of. You'll understand in a moment. There we go. We're going to quickly do a replacement on the Turkey flag. Whoever draws that team, you have a right of refusal if you're a Leeds United fan. I'll let you off. That's fine. However, if we do not have enough folks for the whole right of refusal bit, I'm going to slightly adjust the rules if you don't want them to win. If you don't want them to win, then we shall simply change things to a question about a beloved childhood character. I'm 99% sure that none of you will be able to guess the thing about the beloved childhood character either, which I find even more fun. Let's go for a large-sized image, shall we? And we'll find one that looks actually quite good. Cool, that'll do. So, you can play when we're across the front, very useful player. Ooh, maybe when we go up, maybe that'll have to do it. So, if you don't want Turkey, for obvious reasons, you will have the option of needing to watch the Wallace and Gromit Christmas special when it comes out. In the event that beloved childhood character Feathers McGraw steals something from Wallace or Gromit, I will consider you the winner of the sweepstake, or one of the winners of the sweepstake. But for obvious reasons, if you don't want turkey, that option is there. If you do want turkey, we can turn it back. But it's always worth finding out. Anyway. I'm going to get drawing the sweepstake. But I'm going to do it a slightly different way to ensure there is true randomness. So let's pull the wheel up. There are 8 of us. But let's duplicate it for reasons. You'll have to find out why. Because what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw the team first, and then I'm going to draw the person that the team goes to. Just to ensure there's a little bit of true random in there. Just got to make sure that no one is next to themselves. No, okay, cool. We're good. So. Are we ready for the draw? The first team to pop out. True random isn't possible. Technically, maybe it is. Unless you want to get 4. But who's getting Slovakia? That's the question. Yeah, that's a philosophy question rather than a streamy question, which is a little bit spooky. The team that have gotten themselves Slovakia is Paul Brunt. Congratulations, Paul. You might get out of this group. Oh, I forgot to format all the text boxes. This could take some time. Nah, it won't. It'll be fine. Second draw. Let's remove that instance of Paul, and let's draw the next team, which is going to be... That was a little higher pitch than I was aiming for. It's going to pull out Spain. Whoever pulls this one has gotten a little bit jammy very, very early on in the run. And Spain is going to... Oh, it's going to be close, but it's going to land on John. John has managed to land himself France, which I genuinely think is going to be a case for... Why have I just labelled that as Slovakia? Expand that out. Gosh. John Eccles is going to pull France, which is fine by me. Well, it's not. I quite wanted France, but that's okay. Next up, the team to come out of the box. For fuck's sake. I did think you might say that. Germany. Whoever pulls this one has a very, very good chance. Who are we going to remove? But who's getting Germany? Who is managing the German side? It's not John Heckles. Or is it? Because he's got one chance left. Pulling Germany is... No shot. It was Spain. Yep. Sorry, it's been... Not John. For that. Spain will be John Eccles. But he's also got himself Germany. Which I don't know if that's good or bad. I do like that you've built yourself a little corner up top, which is very, very nice. You see, this is why I need people helping me to keep the stream somewhat competent. I know we got Spain. I've done it now. Christopher, I will pop you on the list for the later bit. I'm going to do a second draw during a Football Manager stream that I do a little bit later on. I've not decided what time yet. It might be 1-ish after I've had a little bit of lunch. But we'll see. I will pop you down, though. I will need to find Notepad. And then we will sweepstake and add Christopher Osborne to the list of people that are coming out of the hat later. Basically, whoever got here like early and first is getting both first dibs and double dibs. And the later stream is for anyone that like I couldn't pick up. Basically, I had to start the draw at some point. Yeah, this is a little bit annoying, but we're going to fix it because I feel like someone is going to do pretty well with... Oh, shit, why did I try and build it up? Albania. No, it's not. It's Romania. That's even worse. Who's feeling especially cursed today? No problem. It is in the name. It's just... There is something to be said for nominative determinism. And you've been hammered by it on that one. Sorry, getting that. Yeah, that's completely fine. All good. I just had like a little bit of a time limit for this stream, so... Okay. Poor bugger with Romania. Let's see if someone can pull something different. It's going to be Croatia. Next one, reasonable dark horse shout, to be fair. Croatia always producing reasonable footballers. Crystal's escaped the worst possible outcome this time. But is she going to land with Croatia? I am so sorry, born to lose. That's not the worst. That could be significantly worse. It's not great. I'll be honest with you. It's not fun. But it could be a lot worse. Next up out the hat is going to be... It's going to be Scotland. That's fantastic. Who's pulling Scotland? Super duper Liam Cooper. What we got? Let's have a look. Please don't move me. I don't want to have to do the voice. It's Discourse of Peacocks. You know what this means? This means that... It means that Evie's got to do the voice. It means that Evie's got to do a Scottish accent. I do not have room to put Discourse of Peacocks on this. Or do I? You become a bit Hungarian, but I think it can work. There we go. That'll do. Okay, cool. Next up, that's Scotland having been grabbed. Next out of the hat is going to be Poland, deep in the group of death. This could be a little bit of a spooky one for whoever pulls Poland. And is going to be... It's going to be the Orange Raider. The Orange Raider has managed to end up with Poland, which I don't know if that's a good thing. Have I spelled orange correctly? I don't know. I'll have to find out. The Orange Raider. I'm going to have to separate that into individual words so it actually fits. Thanks, guys, for your incredibly long names. Or my bad graphic design work. My accent will end up going very Mel Gibson. You know this means that you've got to come on the stream at some point and do the Mel Gibson, right? Next out the hat is Ukraine. Anyone that complains about getting Ukraine shall be shot and sent to the front lines. Not in that order. This time round, it is going to go to... Let's have a quick find out. It's Baby Zebra Games, probably, unless it keeps on rolling. Nope, Baby Zebra Games. Nope, I've fully committed. Where's Ukraine? Babe Zebra Games. Bosh. 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 You're trying to do streaming. Don't try and like do your own brand down like that. That don't help. Next out the hat, it is going to be it's Serbia, which I don't know if they get out of the group. It's going to be a tough one. Keep in mind that some third place teams get out of the group, which could be okay. So whoever comes out with Serbia, it could be significantly worse. And Serbia is going to the Orange Raider. We have another person who has had both of their sides come out already, which a lot quicker than I expected. The Orange Raider, I'm just going to copy and I'm going to paste you into Serbia. And that's you as a person. You're going to Serbia. Congratulations. Enjoy your holiday. Get rid of that extra line. Fantastic. Next out the hat. We've got a few big names left in here. It's going to be one of the big names. Is it Belgium? Is it Portugal? I think it's going to be Portugal. Just about. Whoever pulls this name has one of the favourites, which could be huge. Genuinely unrigged. This is why I'm showing the entire process. I've shown everything that I've done. I've shown my entire screen. I can't show you more of this screen. I will be willing to trade it for something in the aftermath. We'll accept trades. I told you earlier, I don't want Ronaldo to win. Right, this is the questionable one. Whoever comes out next is gonna have to let me know if you want to go Wallace and Gromit or Turkey. Okay. Baby Zebra Games, I believe you do not know the Turkey thing, at least in detail. You don't know the background, all that sort of stuff. Would you rather go for the Feathers McGraw route or the Turkey route? Because they're both available to you. It's just, if it's a matter of preference, I'm gonna need a response relatively sharpish. Also, I've just noticed Crystal is still waiting on 2 teams. I'm not going to do a full story time because it's a depressing story that ends in 2 Leeds fans getting killed in Turkey. Okay. It's up to you. Turkey, the country, is fine, but I know there's some people that have sensitivities about the entire country rather than just that team. So it's up to you. No Turkey. Okay, we'll stick with the Feathers McGraw. 5 to go. I'm going to have to go fairly sharpish because I'm expecting a phone call / delivery at 12. The next team that comes out of the hat is going to be Switzerland. It's a little bit of a shame because I was imagining it being Italy and I was imagining Crystal not coming out, which would have been so funny. Ah, I've got the Swiss. Okay, I don't hate that. That's fine enough. Don't know if I get out of the group. But I don't hate it. That'll do. And that should prove it's not rigged. Because why would I want the Swiss? However, Crystal is still in with a very, very, very good chance of getting Italy in this one. You need your 2 teams. Who are your 2? Italy? Can't remember. But whoever gets this one is pulling Georgia. It's going to be one of Crystal, who has 2 shots in this run, Evie, who has 1, and Paul, who also has 1. Let's have a quick go through. You need Italy. I know you need Italy. I don't know whether you'll get Italy, but we'll find out. Paul has managed to pull Georgia out of the hat, which almost completes the final group. Your dad was born in Switzerland, so I was okay with that one. Okay, I might trade Switzerland for you if it comes to it. Next out the hat is going to be one of Evie or Crystal is going to get Slovenia. Oh, Italy will come. We don't know who to. But Crystal has managed to pull Slovenia out of the hat. I ain't swapping you for Slovenia. Bob, I will pop you on the list for the draw that I will be doing a little bit later on. Slovenia, that one's Slovenia, isn't it? Yes. Is going to Crystal. I'll draw you out a little bit later. I need to end the stream in a couple of minutes. The earlier folks are getting double picks because they tend to be the people that are around more often, which I just sort of want to reward that a little bit. Next out is going to be Hungary. No problem. Let's remove them from the hat. Let's remove that version of Crystal from the hat. Who's it going to be? Is it Evie? Is it Crystal? Who's getting Hungary? Mod problems. Why are you... Who needed modding? Oh, it's Crystal. Who may have to do a little bit of negotiation. If she wants to get Italy. It's going to be tough. She's going to have to do a lot of trading. But there's a world. Now for being here most often. Well, not that much of a problem. Gee, I wonder who is going to be drawn out of the hat next. Would you look at that? It's Evie. But which team? Which team does Evie pull out of the hat? And there are a lot of big hitters here. We've got France, we've got Belgium. Austria aren't awful. We've got England, who it might be coming home. The Netherlands and Italy. Who's it going to be? Let's hope it's not Italy, because then we might have a breakdown. So I'll be doing another stream in like an hour and a half. Evie might be here. I don't know if Crystal will be here, but I feel like there's a discussion to be had where someone is going to be fighting tooth and nail for Italy. But that is the first half of the draw completed. 8 teams remain. And they ain't too bad, in all fairness. Is it 8? Can I count? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Eh? Oh, that's also blank. The 8 remaining teams are Albania, England, Denmark, the majority of the group of death, Group D, Belgium, and the Czech Republic. And I feel like this is a conversation that's going to go on for some time. But I'm going to have to leave this stream here because phone call, like now. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, pop a like on it, subscribe. I'll be back in like an hour and a half to do the second half of this with a few more people. Hope you enjoyed. I will see you later. Rysel, I will put you on the list for the one I'm drawing at like half one. Fantastic. See you in a bit. Ah.